St. Louis biotechnology company Arch Oncology is engaged in a cellular battle with a unique approach for killing cancer.
We work in the field of immuno-oncology, which is basically the ability to turn your own body's immune system back on to recognize cancer. We're currently targeting multiple cancers, so the process that we're involved with can be used against many of them. And right now we're looking specifically at some solid tumors as well as multiple myeloma.
The immunotherapy developed and studied in Arch Oncology's lab is based on what's called a "don't eat me" signal, the key to a cell's survival.
We have good cells, and we have cells that kind of patrol our body to get rid of bad cells or viruses or bacteria, things that shouldn't be there. And so those cells are told not to eat the good cells by this "don't eat me" signal.
The problem is cancer cells also have that "don't eat me" signal.
Cancer cells have hijacked that system, and they make a lot of that, and so they don't get recognized by these immune cells to be targeted and basically destroyed.
So Arch Oncology developed a therapeutic to disrupt the signal and disarm the defense shield, leaving the cancer cells defenseless.
So if we can interrupt that signal, then our immune system can then act on those tumor cells.
And here's how.
So we have an antibody called AO176 that we're developing for multiple cancers that blocks this "don't eat me" signal.
It targets a protein called CD47.
It's the protein that appears on normal cells as well as cancer cells that when it binds to another protein on an immune cell, transmit this "don't eat me" signal. So we try and disrupt that interaction. So if we bind an antibody to CD47, then it prevents it from binding to the other protein on the immune cell to be able to transmit the "don't eat me" signal,
allowing the immune system to do its job.
It was discovered many years ago. There was a researcher at Washington University who had discovered it and worked on it and raised some antibodies against it. We've licensed those antibodies and have continued to develop them.
Arch Oncology has since grown with the support of BioGenerator, the investment arm of BioSTL. Arch Oncology continues to be part of the BioGenerator labs in the BioSTL building.
Within the facility that we have here, we're looking at the ways in which this antibody works, not only to disrupt the "don't eat me" signal, but how does that really take place in very controlled situations here in the lab.
As a clinical stage immuno-oncology company, Arch Oncology is advancing its anti-CD47 antibody therapies in clinical trials.
We have multiple sites across the country where we're testing. We have multiple studies ongoing, one of them in solid tumors, endometrial, gastric, and ovarian cancers, and the other one in multiple myeloma right now.
By using the antibody to target CD47 differently, the hope is to block cancer more efficiently, and that may also be in combination with existing drug therapies.
There's no one agent that is a cure for cancer. The more drugs that we can use in combination with AO176, the more cancers we can help treat. We know that this drug has an effect on its own, but also we see that in the lab here that it works in combination with many other kinds of drugs too, so we're hoping to apply that to the clinic.